Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about a game. This video kind of has two purposes. One is to obviously talk about the game, give you guys a little bit of a review, my thoughts on a game. And it's also to test out my new webcam. Now I bought a webcam for a number of reasons. The first one being that I'm going to be running some RPGs on my channel, and I'm going to be recording them from beginning to end and uploading them as kind of a podcast, video podcast for you guys to watch and enjoy. So the first one we're going to be playing is a Call of Cthulhu game. Later on we're going to do Apocalypse World, Pathfinder, World of Darkness, a few of those. And I bought the webcam so that we could record them continuously without having to stop and take a break. I will be setting up other cameras, but like for example my SLR only records for half an hour before needing to, like the clip length is only half an hour long. So that's why I bought this, so that we can have a master shot of the whole thing and then cut away to individual cameras as we go. So this is kind of a test, but the main reason for the video is so that I could show you a game that I was very excited about getting. I actually did an unboxing of it a while ago, and I'm very keen to show you guys and share my thoughts with you about the game. And the game is Summoner Wars. Now Summoner Wars is a two-player game basically. There is a variant for 3 and 4 players, but 2-player is what makes the most sense. And we just... box fart. If we just take a look at what we get inside the game, I'll show you some of the components, then we can chat a little bit about what the game is like. So the first thing is just a little standard rulebook. It's not a very complicated game, so as such the rulebook is very light. Very nice rulebook, little booklet, easy to follow, easy to understand, really no complaints there. And well written, there's some nice examples at the back here. So yeah, the rulebook. These you can actually see in more detail in the unboxing, which I'll put a link to in the bottom of this video. This is just to demonstrate the kind of scale of these things. Let's open this guy up. And this is your board, or what we call our battlefield. There we are. That's the battlefield for Summoner Wars. So as you can see, it's two sides that are identical but mirrored, and there's a line running down the middle which represents the center of the battlefield. So one side will be your battlefield with your places for your draw deck and your magic deck and that kind of thing, and on the other side is your opponent. And basically what this game is, and they've used this example on the dice tower before, it really is a miniatures game without the miniatures. So what do we have in place of miniatures? Well, we have these are our card armies. So in this master set you get 6 armies, and they are all very, very different in both their theme and their play style. So you'll have like you would with a miniatures game, if you're playing like a World War II miniatures game, the way you would play as the Germans versus the way you would play as the sort of the United States would be very different. The same can be said for these armies in Summoner Wars. So you have, for example, the Sand Goblins or the Deep Dwarves, and these are all different armies that you can choose and play with. You can either choose randomly or pick the ones that you like. So you get 6 of those. I'm going to talk a little bit about these in more detail in a second. So after that we get a tiny little bag of wound tokens, which are just used to track damage done to units. And the last thing in the box is a bag of D6s. So you get 5 little D6s. That's used to calculate damage and that kind of thing. So how does Summoner Wars work? Well, each army has got a let me see if I can find one for you quickly. I had one here. Talk amongst yourselves while I find this thing. Here we are. A starting card, which shows you the starting layout of that particular army. So there's a little table at the bottom, tells you what cards are what letters, and basically to set up the game you lay out those cards like that. Then what you'll do is throughout the game you'll be summoning cards, you'll be drawing cards, you'll be summoning creatures onto the battlefield, you'll be moving those creatures around, attacking your opponents, and the aim of the game is to destroy your opponent's summoner, who's basically their head honcho, their main bad guy. So what's so great about Summoner Wars is, like I said, it gives you that feel of playing a miniatures game where you're thinking tactically, thinking, where should I move, should I retreat, should I put up some walls, what should I do, who should I bring onto the battlefield, should I cast spells, what do I need to do to defeat this opponent? And that's what's so great about it. You get different kinds of units that attack differently, and pretty much every unit has got a special ability, either in combat or like a passive ability, and that'll sort of change the way you play with each of the different armies. It doesn't take long to play. It takes about half an hour, if that, to play through a game of Summoner Wars, and it's great because it gives you that miniatures feel at a much lower price point. The problem with miniatures games is that they're super expensive. I think most board gamers would actually a lot of board gamers would actually enjoy playing a miniatures game, but the price point is such an issue for so many of us, because you think about something like Star Wars, the X-Wing game. You can buy the starter set and that gives you 3 ships, and you're really going to want to start spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to build up a nice fleet and get an epic feeling game going. And that's what you get with Summoner Wars. It's on a much more skirmish level, but it does give you that feeling of that expandable army, that expandable experience where you can add new armies to your set. That being said, there's plenty going for it in the starter set, in this master collection. With 6 armies, you're going to be playing many games, and the way they play against each other will determine what kind of strategies you use and that kind of thing. So there is a lot of replayability in the starter set. I mean, I've had it for about 3 months now, and I still haven't tired of it. But if I do, then it's very easy to find these little booster packs, which are additional armies, or reinforcement packs, which add to the armies you already have, or the ones that you expand into the game. So it does give you that miniatures feel at a really low price point, which is great. It's a lot of fun, and it's very simple. A lot of people are put off by things like Warhammer with complicated rulers and things, and that's fine. I mean, that has a place, but you're not going to get your average person to walk in off the street and play a game of Warhammer 40k with you, just because the complicated rule system and these intense measurements, and it's just so heavy. This is nice and light and very straightforward, easy to get people into. It's just a really fun game, and what's nice is that it plays so well with 2 players. I mean, it obviously is a 2-player game, but I mean, it's just like such a great 2-player game, in that a lot of the time with 2-player games, they tend to take a little bit too long, and you don't want that from a 2-player game. With a 2-player game, you want you and your girlfriend or you and your significant other lying in bed, and you say, let's just quickly play a game. You whip out Summoner Wars, half an hour, 45 minutes later, you're done. And it really is a lot of fun. What's great about it as well is, like I said, it's so simple. There's a nice easy reference card that comes with each army, and like I mentioned earlier as well, it's very easily expandable. So Summoner Wars is a really great way to get that miniatures feeling at a lower price point. I mean, the Plaid Hat guys just can really do no wrong. They did Summoner Wars, they did Bioshock, City of Remnants, Mice and Mystics, and the new Dead of Winter, which has just come out. So I mean, you're going with a young, fresh, reputable company that are supporting this product. I mean, this was one of their first releases, if not the first one, and I mean, they're still coming out with stuff for it. So it really is, it's a great place to get into that miniatures skirmish level feel at a low, affordable price, and I would highly recommend it, Summoner Wars. Take care. Bye-bye.